After the terrible events of World War II, the world came to the tragic conclusion that using violence to settle differences could never be acceptable. In reaction to the worldwide destruction caused by battle, global organizations like the United Nations were established in order to promote peace and prevent any one nation from gaining undue power over others. It was thought that by doing these things, battles would not be necessary in the future. The conflict between Russia and Ukraine is one example of how events of the 21st century show a concerning divergence from this idealized picture. The international community has made attempts to put an end to this war, but it has persisted for more than 2 years. President Vladimir Putin seems unfazed by the harsh sanctions imposed by European countries and the 143-country United Nations condemnation of Russia. He remains steadfast in his beliefs, despite resistance from other superpowers like the United States and Britain, as well as threats from NATO. As a result, Putin has a different perception everywhere he goes, and he continues to attack Ukraine. Others claim that Putin is a brazen authoritarian whose lethal ambition drives him. For others, he represents advancement and is a dedicated leader working to rebuild Russia. But the reality is more complex, and a closer look at Putin's life and career is necessary. It's an engrossing and intricate tale of Putin's rise from modest origins to become Russia's longest-serving president. To truly comprehend his significance and the ongoing conflict, one must have a thorough understanding of his early history, KGB career, rise through Russian politics, and current role as a global actor. On October 7, 1952, Vladimir Putin was born in Leningrad, which is now St. Petersburg. His hometown was still damaged by the 872-day German assault that claimed around 800,000 lives and caused a great deal of hardship during the Second World War. Putin's family was susceptible to hardship. He was the youngest of 3 brothers, the other 2 having passed away before he was even born in the 1930s, and from hunger in 1942. His mother, Maria Ivanovna Shailomova, worked in a factory, and his father, Spiritovich Putin, was a member of the Soviet Navy. Their limited pay meant they had to live in a cramped, rundown flat to support the family. In this poor environment, Putin had to deal with disputes and bugs on a regular basis in his village. Even with these obstacles, Putin's goal was clear from an early age. He started practicing judo against his parents' advice and quickly became skilled in the martial art as well as swimming and horseback riding. He completed his elementary and senior education in Leningrad, where he excelled academically and was a great athlete. Putin had studied the writings of Karl Marx and Lenin by the time he was a teenager, and his love of spy thrillers started to influence his goals. Putin had always wanted to be a spy, having grown up watching espionage films. He applied for a job in the Soviet Union's principal security agency, the KGB, in the 9th grade. He was informed that a law degree was necessary, but this experience just strengthened his resolve. As a result, Putin enrolled in Leningrad State University's law school in 1970. Soon after graduating in 1975, he got a job in the KGB, realizing a lifelong ambition. Putin started his KGB career in Leningrad, but shortly after, in 1985, he was employed in Dresden, East Germany, as a German translator. There were many complex problems regarding Germany's partition into East and West during this time. To keep an eye on Soviet-ruled East Germany while Western powers had an impact on West Germany, the KGB required officers who could speak German fluently. Putin collaborated closely with the Stasi, the East German secret police, in addition to acting as a translator, in order to monitor political developments and neutralize any possible threats from NATO. In East Germany, opposition to Soviet rule produced a difficult political environment. November 9, 1989, saw the collapse of the Berlin Wall as a result of this unhappiness. Putin's headquarters were located in Dresden at the time. Inside his office, a throng broke out when the wall collapsed. Notwithstanding the absence of backing from the Soviet military, Putin faced the mob with courage and threatened to use force if necessary. Although his prompt intervention eliminated the immediate threat, the event damaged his opinion of Soviet leadership. Putin was made aware of Moscow's contempt for his own team when they declined to support him during this crisis. One of the biggest turning points in Putin's life was the fall of the Soviet Union in December 1991. Mikhail Gorbachev, the president of the Soviet Union, came under heavy fire for the way he managed the country's affairs, particularly the disastrous intervention in Afghanistan and the USSR's final dissolution. After Gorbachev resigned, Putin went back to Leningrad and started working at the Department of External Relations at Leningrad State University. Here he met Anatoly Sobchak, the recently elected mayor of Leningrad, who would go on to play a significant part in his political career. Sobchak designated Putin an advisor after being pleased with his abilities, marking the start of Putin's first major political endeavor. Putin gained notoriety in 1994 while serving as deputy mayor of Sobchak by combating corruption and enhancing administrative effectiveness. Sobchak appeared to have reached the end of his political career when he lost his 1996 re-election attempt. Putin, unfazed, moved to Moscow and made the most of the connections and alliances he had made while living in Leningrad. He was first presented to President Boris Yeltsin via his son-in-law, Valentin Yumashev, ahead of Yeltsin himself. With Putin's reputation damaged and corruption charges mounting, Yeltsin looked to him as a good administrator. Putin's career took off once he was named Deputy Chief of Staff on March 26, 1997. Putin's influence increased as Yeltsin's health declined and controversy plagued his administration. Yeltsin appointed Putin as the acting prime minister on August 9, 1999, giving him significant authority over internal matters. One of the biggest challenges at this time was the Chechen conflict. The declaration of Chechnya's independence and the subsequent conflicts with Russia had put the country in danger. The Chechen fighters stepped up their attacks in 1998 and 1999, resulting in multiple explosions that left a large number of people dead. Putin started the Second Chechen War, a military operation against Chechnya, as payback. Because of the enormous amount of damage and casualties caused by this violent war, Putin's reputation as a strongman dedicated to bringing about peace was cemented. After Yeltsin resigned at the end of 1999, Putin was elected president. Putin won an overwhelming majority in the March 2000 elections, and his administration brought about a number of important developments for Russia. During his tenure, the economy expanded, the military was fortified, and corruption was eradicated. During this time, the price of oil rose globally, which aided in the recovery of Russia's economy and increased public support for Putin. Putin's consolidation of power was seen in his resounding victory in 2004 when running for office again. However, the Russian constitution limited the president to 2 consecutive terms. Putin chose wisely to back his good friend Dmitry Medvedev in the 2008 presidential election. Thanks to Medvedev's victory, Putin was able to become prime minister, although he continued to have significant influence over Russian politics. Later on, however, the law was amended to extend presidential mandates from 4 to 6 years, allowing Putin to retake power in 2012. Putin's return to power was solidified in 2018 when he was re-elected. Under his leadership, Russia's foreign policy and national security measures have remained unwavering. His administration is renowned for its tendency to uphold power and muzzle dissent. The most famous examples of the dangers faced by those who disagree with Putin's authority are the killing of journalist Anna Politkovskaya and the detention of billionaire Mikhail Khodorkovsky. More recently, the apparent assassination of Yevgeny Prigozhin, the head of the Wagner Group, in August 2023, has continued speculation about the political motivations behind such incidents. In conclusion, Vladimir Putin's rise from a lowly background to the title of Russia's longest-serving president is proof of his perseverance and strategic brilliance. His career, marked by his KGB service, political cunning, and formidable leadership, has shaped Russia's current trajectory. His government and approach to international relations show a strong determination to protect national security in the face of opposition from all quarters. As long as the Russia-Ukraine war continues, Putin's influence will remain critical to understanding the dynamics of contemporary geopolitics and the course of international relations. I appreciate you learning. Please remember to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell for more informative material. If you appreciated this in-depth look into Putin's convoluted journey, we can tell you the stories that matter because of your support. See you in the upcoming video and stay tuned for more.